Hook 000 to 030. That 20 degrees F sleeping bag won't keep you warm at 20 degrees F. The manufacturer knows this. The rating system requires it. And nobody is telling you, because telling you would require explaining a European thermal testing standard that sounds like a building code. This episode of the Sleep System series exists because one number on a hang tag has sent thousands of campers into a cold night they did not plan for. By the end of this, you will know the actual temperature at which your bag keeps you comfortable, the hidden variable that can swing that number by 15 degrees F, and the 3 bags worth buying if you actually camp in cold weather. If you've ever woken up at 2 a.m., reaching for every piece of clothing in your pack hit like, you are not alone. Agitation stack 030 to 100. Here's the situation. You researched your bag. You paid $280 for a sleeping bag rated to 20 degrees F. You drove 2 hours to a campsite at elevation. The overnight low hit 22 degrees F, technically above your bag's rating, and you were miserable. That $280 did not disappear because of a defective product. It disappeared because the number on the tag and the number that keeps you comfortable are 2 entirely different measurements. You didn't know, the hang tag didn't tell you. 6 months from now, if you go back to that campsite in the same bag without understanding this, you will have the same night. Context plus social proof, 100 to 130. This Sleep System series is built on primary sources. The EN 13537 European standard that governs how temperature ratings are calculated. The ISO 23537 international update that succeeded it, and the pattern that emerges consistently across r/camping and r/ultralight when campers describe exactly this scenario, buying a bag at a stated rating and being surprised at that exact temperature. The standard is publicly available. The math is not complicated. What's complicated is that nobody puts it on the hang tag. Content body 130 to 730. Section 1. How EN 13537 actually works. The EN 13537/ISO 23537 standard specifies 3 distinct temperature ratings for every sleeping bag. 3 numbers. Most bags show 1. The comfort rating is the temperature at which a standard reference sleeper, described as a cold sleeper, using the female reference model in the standard, can sleep 8 hours in a relaxed position without feeling cold. The lower limit rating is the temperature at which a standard warm sleeper, using the male reference model, can sleep 8 hours in a curled position without feeling cold. This is the number printed on most bags in North America. The extreme rating is a survival threshold. It is the temperature at which the same cold sleeper reference model can survive for 6 hours without risk of death from hypothermia. This is not a "you'll sleep fine" number. It is a "you might make it through the night" number. The delta between comfort and lower limit, per the EN 13537 standard methodology, is approximately 7 degrees F, 4 degrees C. That gap is baked into the standard's testing protocol. It reflects the difference between the reference male and female models, and between a relaxed sleeping position and a curled defensive position. In plain English, if your bag is labeled 20 degrees F, its comfort rating is approximately 27 degrees F. The temperature at which you will sleep comfortably is 27 degrees F, not 20 degrees F. That is not a knock on the bag. It meets the standard. The standard just wasn't designed for how consumers actually read hang tags. Section 2. The cold sleeper versus warm sleeper distinction. The EN 13537 standard uses a female reference model for the comfort rating and a male reference model for the lower limit. This is a documented physiological approximation. It does not mean all women are cold sleepers or all men are warm sleepers. What it does mean, if you tend to run cold at night, your functional comfort threshold is closer to the comfort rating. If you tend to run warm, you may get closer to the lower limit. The gap between those 2 points is 7 degrees F. Understanding where you fall on that spectrum is worth more than any single product upgrade. A metabolic baseline, alcohol, fatigue, and caloric deficit on a long hiking day can all shift you temporarily toward the cold sleeper end of the spectrum. The standard model's a rested, fed sleeper. You may not be that person on night 3 of a backpacking trip. Section 3. Fill degradation, down versus synthetic. Even at the labeled temperature, your bag's performance can shift based on what's inside it. Downfill, measured in fill power 600, 700, 800 plus, is significantly affected by moisture. Down clusters collapse when wet. A 10% moisture content in high-quality 850 fill-power down can reduce effective loft by up to 30%, pushing your functional comfort temperature up by several degrees. This is why DWR, durable water repellent, treatment on down-filled bags matters. DWR treated down, marketed as Down Tech or Hyper DRY or equivalent, holds off water absorption significantly longer than untreated down. The DWR coating on the shell and the fill both matter. Both degrade over time and with washing. Synthetic fill does not collapse in the same way when wet. A wet synthetic bag retains more of its insulating capacity than a wet down bag. The trade-off: synthetic bags are heavier and less packable at equivalent warmth, and the fill compresses over time with use in a way that down does not. Neither fill is universally better. Cold and dry, down wins. Cold and wet, synthetic has a meaningful functional advantage. Section 4. The sleeping pad variable nobody mentions at the point of sale. The sleeping bag rating system assumes you are insulated from the ground. It does not specify what insulation you're using. This is the variable most likely to explain a bad night, even with a correctly rated bag. Sleeping pads are rated by R-value, their resistance to heat flow. The scale runs from R1 minimal to R7 plus expedition grade. A closed-cell foam pad is typically R2. A standard inflatable pad runs R2 to R4. An insulated inflatable pad designed for 4-season use reaches R4 to R7. Here is the specific scenario that explains most cold night complaints. A $400 down sleeping bag rated to 20 degrees F lower limit, 27 degrees F comfort, placed on a R1 sleeping pad at 25 degrees F ambient temperature. The bag is doing its job on 3 sides. The ground is absorbing heat faster than the bag can produce it. The system fails, not the bag. A general guideline from gear manufacturers and the R/ultralight community: add 1 degree of warmth protection per 0.1 unit of R value below the recommended floor. In 20 degrees F conditions, most camp sleep system guides recommend a minimum R3/5 pad. The next episode in this series covers sleeping pads entirely. R-value explained, 6 pads compared, 1 clear winner for each use case. Section 5. The complete calculation. This is the math that replaces the hang tag number. Your functional comfort temperature equals bag lower limit rating plus 7 degrees F, EN 13,537 comfort delta. Adjustments for whether you're a cold sleeper: subtract up to 5 degrees F from your functional comfort temperature. Your pad's R-value relative to conditions: inadequate pad subtracts effective warmth, bag fill moisture state, wet down subtracts functional warmth. To camp comfortably at 20 degrees F as an average sleeper on an adequate pad, R4 or above, with a dry bag, you need a sleeping bag with a lower limit rating of approximately 13 degrees F. That is a 7-degree gap. For someone who camps twice a year at elevation, that 7 degrees is the difference between a trip they'd repeat and a trip they'd rather forget. MID video call to action at 40% runtime ~420. Before the verdict, the complete beginner's camping gear list at gearmadesimple.com/kit includes a sleep system section with the full R-value/temperature pairing guide and a bag buying checklist. The link is in the description. Grab it before the verdict. Verdict 7:30 to 9:00. If you camp at 20 degrees F ambient temperatures, you need a bag with a lower limit rating of 13 degrees F or lower. Not 20 degrees F, not 20 degrees F with a liner. Here are the 3 bags worth the money, with prices as of June 2026. Verify current pricing before purchase. Best performance: Western Mountaineering Ultra Light, 15 degrees F lower limit, comfort rating, approximately 22 degrees F, 850 plus fill power goose down, DWR treated shell, packable to approximately 6 liters. Price: approximately $430 as of June 2026. This is the bag Grant has on his shelf. He has not used it outside. It is, by all objective specifications, in the EN 13,537 standard, the correct choice for 3-season cold weather camping. Who it's for: anyone who camps more than 5 nights per year in temperatures below 30 degrees F, wants the lightest packable option, and can keep the bag dry. The down compresses to nothing. The warmth-to-weight ratio is class-leading. Who should skip it? Anyone camping in wet Pacific Northwest conditions, where the bag will regularly encounter moisture. Spend the money on a quality down synthetic hybrid instead. Best all conditions: Feathered Friends Swallow, 15 degrees F lower limit, comfort rating, approximately 22 degrees F, 850 fill power with DWR treated down tech fill. Price, approximately $450 as of June 2026. The moisture treatment on the fill itself, not just the shell, gives this bag a functional edge in variable conditions over equivalent spec untreated down bags. Who it's for: backpackers who encounter both dry and occasionally damp conditions and want a single bag that handles both. Best budget option, Nemo Disco, 15 degrees F lower limit, comfort rating, approximately 22 degrees F, spoon-shaped cut with more shoulder room, relevant for side sleepers who feel constricted in traditional mummy cuts. Synthetic blend fill. Price, approximately $250 as of June 2026. The lower limit spec matches the premium bags. The fill weight is higher. The pack size is larger. For car camping or shoulder season backpacking where weight is not the primary constraint, this is the honest budget pick. Who it's for: car campers, side sleepers, and anyone who wants the correct temperature rating at a lower price point without caring about pack volume. Who should skip it: ultralight backpackers where every ounce matters. Go up to the Western Mountaineering or a down equivalent. Grant Dry self-aware. I have the Western Mountaineering. I'm planning a trip. The trip is about 70% likely to happen. The bag is ready. Cliffhanger ending 9:00 to 9:30. That covers the bag, but we just identified the second variable in the cold night equation, your sleeping pad. A $400 bag on a $25 pad is still a cold night. Our value is the rating system the sleeping bag industry doesn't advertise, and getting it wrong undermines everything in this episode. That's the next episode in the Sleep System series. 6 pads, every R-value tier, 1 winner for each use case. If you've been cold at night, even in a quality bag, subscribe. That episode lands Wednesday. If this saved you from a miserable $300 purchase, the like button is right there. Subscribe and you'll get the sleeping pad episode, Sleep System episode 4, the day it drops. E&E call to action, 9:30 to 10:00. The complete beginner's camping gear list is at gearmadesimple.com/kit. The Sleep System section has the full calculation worksheet, so you can plug in your own conditions and get the right lower limit number before you buy. Links to all 3 bags are in the description: Western Mountaineering, Feathered Friends Swallow, Nemo Disco. Affiliate links, which means you pay the same price and we make a small commission. Every product linked is one we